You don't necessarily need a Macintosh to get a nice friendly graphics interface, but a Mac does come bundled with HyperCard. Well, Windows 3.0 comes bundled with something called Toolbook. And here to tell us about it is Glenn Morris.
Glenn, it's obvious that the acceptance of any kind of a user interface is really dependent on how many application programs are out there. When we were talking to Margaret earlier, she mentioned Toolbook as one of those construction sets for programmers. Tell us a little bit about the approach that Toolbook takes.
Well, Toolbook is a software construction set for the Windows platform, and we like to say that it's as easy as using a draw package to create a Windows 3 application. Toolbook is a blank sheet when you first open it up, and what you can generate is a front end to a database. You can generate its own application. We come with flat file database capabilities. You can create your own full-featured database with Toolbook, so it can be used as front ends.
But it's still a case that a programmer goes in there and fills out the code, right?
That's right. We have our own scripting language called OpenScript. I can draw a piece of the program. This is a button that you could use for navigation. I can give this button a script, and that is a program in Toolbook. Now, I could draw the entire application. That would take quite a few minutes, and we don't have the time right now. Let me show you what I've done to give you a quick overview of running a Toolbook application, how you would create such a thing as a front end to... What I'm going to do here is I'm going to import some ASCII text.
Okay.
This is being imported into Toolbook. Toolbook is automatically creating record fields, which are database fields. Here they are in the default format here. And what I will do is pull out some clip art and some intelligent objects. These objects have scripts, and they have been pre-created to aid in this demonstration. I will paste them onto the background here. And here we have the objects. What I have here is the layout page. That's a button that I have pre-scripted to lay out what I would do in maybe about an hour and a half. I will click the button, and Toolbook will perform these activities. It's laying out the background colors, the size, shape of fields, angled lines, buttons for navigation in the upper right corner, shadowing the text. And here I have just finished the creation of a front end to a database. This could be used as both a front end and as its own flat file database. Here's one page, and I can show you that all the information in this page, here's Jonathan Morton, it all flowed to where those objects were placed.
Okay. Now, going back to the original question, would you expect that an application programmer could do the complete application in the scripting language, or would you have to drop into C or what?
Well, you can do both. The beauty about Toolbook is it takes full advantage of the Windows 3 platform. DDE, DLLs, which are dynamic link libraries. You can, if you'd like, extend Toolbook by writing routines that aren't in Toolbook, but that you'd like to have as part of your application.
Yeah, okay. Now, Glenn, you have an application that you're going to show us here, right?
Here's Daybook. This is one of the applications. This application is bundled with the runtime version of Toolbook with every version of retail version of Win3. And this is a personal information manager. It's very graphical. It was created entirely in Toolbook. Toolbook also comes with sample applications such as sample scripts so that people can start creating applications straight out of the box without having to learn the programming language.
Now, have you had any application programmers that actually come to market with products using...
We have several. Mainly what we're seeing right now is that corporations are picking the product up very fast. We also have a lot of ISVs, independent software vendors, that are creating applications. One is the Heise Group. They've created a Convert It program, which converts HyperCard stacks into Toolbook applications.
All right, Kathy, I want to turn to you. We see one thing that we used to sort of only do on the Mac, and now we do in the Windows environment. You have another, which is really your program, PowerPoint.
Yes, with the introduction of notice about PowerPoint when you open up a file is that a file is your entire presentation. And that means that, now for instance, this is a black and white overhead presentation that I've put together. I can click through several slides and they're all in one file. My entire presentation is in one file. And that means that I can view my entire presentation by either the titles, in the title sorter where I can drag and move slides around, or I can go to the slide sorter and look at my slides visually and see them there. And again, I can move slides around very quickly and very easily. Now, another thing that you can do, and just drag across them to select them, go to the Edit menu, do a copy, and go to our other window here and select an insertion point where we want those to show up. and just go to the Edit menu and do a paste, and they'll come right in. And you notice when these slides come in, they're taking on the look and feel of the new presentation. If we pull up the old presentation here, you can sort of compare the way they look. They have a different format here, and they have a new format here. Well, that's because of something called the Slide Master. Every presentation has one master slide where we control all the elements of the presentation. So if you want to customize a presentation for a particular audience, say you're giving a standard presentation, and go back to your slides, and you'll see that that change has been made in every slide in your presentation just that quickly.
Kathy, let me ask you, I mean, there are other desktop presentation graphics that run on the PC before Windows and didn't need Windows. What was it about Windows that made it possible for you, made you decide to move this PowerPoint over? Edit. So Kathy, Glenn, thank you very much. That is our look at Windows 3.0, and we'll be back in just a minute with this week's computer.